German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier has asked for forgiveness for colonial crimes in Tanzania. Steinmeier expressed his shame at the crimes committed and pledged to raise awareness of the atrocities. He also said that he would begin the process of returned artifacts looted during the colonial era. It comes at the end of a three-day visit to the East African country, in which both countries aim to strengthen relations. German rule lasted for just over 30 years, up to the end of the First World War. At the Berlin Conference of 1885, European powers carved up the African continent between them, and Germany declared its right of colonies in West Africa. German East Africa was not part of that deal, though it was seized in the same year. The colony covered the mainland areas of what is now Tanzania, as well as Burundi, Rwanda, and a small part of Mozambique. Resistance by Africans was often met with brutal suppression. The bloodiest clashes were the 1905 to 1907 Maji-Maji uprising, in which historians estimate up to 300,000 people were killed. In recent years, Tanzania's government has called on Germany to negotiate reparations for crimes committed under colonial rule. Descendants of tribal leaders executed by German colonial forces in the 19th century are calling for skulls of their leaders to be returned. Manjimeli, leader of the Chaga tribe, led resistance against the Germans and was killed as a result. He is one of several skulls believed to be in a museum in Berlin. Charles Kombe reports from Moshi in northern Tanzania on a quest for honor and recompense.
The town of Moshi, on the slopes of Mount Kilimanjaro, is home to the Chaga tribe. Isaria Meli's grandfather was Mangimeli, leader of the Chaga when they fought German colonists, but lost. Several years later, the Germans hanged Meli and others, thinking they were going to rebel again. They took several schools back to Germany.
What was
done to Mangimeli, to me and my family, we are not satisfied. It planted fear into our lives. This act wasn't normal. It was an act of great violence that was done to us. And that is why we have not lived in peace all these years.
This museum tells Mangimeli's story, his leadership of the Chaga tribe, and his rebellion against the Germans. The fact that the Germans not only executed him, but beheaded him and took his school to Berlin means a normal grave will not be an option, even if the school is returned.
We have decided that after its return, his skull will not be buried in the ground, because his body was not legally buried. His body was laid to rest without proper rites, and where he was laid, he cannot be seen. Therefore, we believe his spirit is not at peace, and we are looking at a place where he will be commemorated.
Mangimeli used to own all this land here, as he was chief of the Chaga tribe. It is now owned by his grandson and his generations. That tree there was where the German colonizers hung him and 18 others. Zabron Kiwelu's grandfather was among those killed here. His school is also in Germany. A DNA test has confirmed the relationship. Kiwelu wants more than just the school. He also wants compensation.
We request that the Tanzanian government take a firm stance to ensure that the German government pays us. If the government maintains this stance, we could be paid even today.
Isaria went to Germany to take a DNA test, but says officials there could not find a school with a link. His 50-year-old fight to find his grandfather's remains and bring them home continues.
I'd like to now welcome Ruprecht Polenz. He's a former special envoy for the German government who helped negotiate a settlement between Germany and Namibia over Germany's colonial-era genocide of the Herero and Nama people. Mr. Polenz, welcome. The German president has asked forgiveness. Is that enough?
I don't
it is very, very difficult to deal today with the crimes who have been committed during the colonial period. I had to negotiate with Namibia about the crimes which Germany committed between 1904 and 1908. And we had agreed to a joint declaration. And in this joint declaration, we have been asking what can we do today to help healing the wounds and to improve the chances of the today's living Herero and Nama people. This was our approach, and I think we were rather successful because both sides paraphrased the negotiating teams subscribed to this joint declaration, and I really do hope that also the Namibian government will do it.
In 2021, the German government officially recognized it committed genocide in Namibia, but it's reluctant to do the same in Tanzania. Why is that?
I'm not so familiar with the history regarding Tanzania and other colonies. Sorry for that. I had to really sink deep in what happened in the former Deutsch Südwestafrika, today's Namibia, and therefore I cannot compare and cannot tell you what should be the right approach to Tanzania. I think it was a good step from the federal president to go there and ask for forgiveness.
Do you see any reason at all why there would be a distinction between the two former colonies?
I have, it was not my job to compare what Germany did in this colony and that colony. My obligation was, as a special envoy, deal with Namibia. What can we do today to help to overcome the colonial past in a way that we both countries, both people can look forward to a better future. The relationship between Germany and Namibia are pretty well, but we have still this dark spot from our colonial past. And I think we are close to, let's say, a common basis to look forward for a better future.
And as you mentioned earlier, you were involved in the German-Namibia talks, which resulted in reparations. What lessons should the German government draw from this deal?
First, I hope that the deal will be finished and will be put in place, because we want to help really to improve the chances of living, especially for young Herero and Nama people via vocational training, etc., etc. And so my expectations are that what is the outcome of our joint declaration will help to reconcile the societies between Germany and Namibia, and especially the Herero and Nama people. We did not sign an agreement to finish something. We signed an agreement to start a process of negotiation, of reconciliation.
Okay, and we're going to have to end it there. That is a former special envoy, Ruprecht Polenz. Many thanks.
Thank you.